So as of right now, we have a pretty interesting page with lots of content on it. The problem is that it looks kind of boring. Yeah, I do have like different size texts and things like that here, but there's no color, there's nothing, things like that. So let's actually start out with doing one of the most basic things for styling your page. And that's actually going to be adding color to your page. So one of the best ways to do that is actually opening your CSS file. CSS file is basically the file that's usually, particularly in a CodePen, attached to your HTML and gives you room to be able to style things on your sheet. Now, the way that you style things on an HTML page through a CSS is that you have to look at what tag you want to style. So CSS works by basically taking selectors, so selecting things from your HTML and then telling it what types of different colors, padding, margins, anything that you could put on it. You can make animations in CSS. We're going to keep it simple today and just simply add color to our HTML page. And so the first thing I want to do is just add some color maybe to my header here, my H1 header that says my page. I want to make it my favorite color, blue. So what I have to do is tell the CSS that, hey, I want to work on all of the H1 tags. So anything that are H1 here, I want to make it blue. So what I do over here is I just type H1 and then I make curly brackets. And I usually like to create the curly brackets and then just automatically hit return like this. So I create curly brackets, CodePen will actually automatically put the other bracket in there for you, and then I just hit return. And that gives me some space here to be able to work, and then I can see everything that goes under that H1 tag here. So it's actually really simple to change the color of things. I just type color, and then I type a colon, and then I just put blue. And check it out. All of the things that are H1 on my page are now blue. Now, here's the cool thing about colors is that you're going to learn a lot through W3 Schools. And there are lots of colors on W3 Schools, and it tells you on CSS W3 Schools what all the names of these colors are. But you'll see that the colors don't only have names on this W3 School, they also have this hex value. This hex value basically means that it's a hexadecimal value. Hexadecimal, just meaning 6, decimal just meaning a place, right? Literally a tenth, but a place. So there are 6 places in each hexadecimal value. You start out each hexadecimal value with a hashtag, and then you put this various hexadecimal values. You can choose to use whichever one you want. For example, right here, I just put plain blue. But if I wanted to have another type of shade of blue, I can actually put cyan, or cyan, I'm not sure how you say that, cyan, and check it out, it changes to cyan, right? Or instead of cyan, I can actually use this hexadecimal value. So check this out. If I replace cyan with this hexadecimal value that it's related to, check it out, it stays the exact same because the hexadecimal value for the name cyan, right, of the color is hashtag 00FFFF. Now, I can explain a lot about like why hexadecimal values exist. It has to do a lot with the history of like how colors worked and how computers read colors and things like that. But what you just need to know right now is that each color has a name, pretty much, and each color has a hexadecimal value. Right, and there are lots of really cool tools on the web. So, for example, you have like a color converter where you can like use RGB colors, you can use hexadecimal values, and it will translate it to all of the different names or ways that you can express it. So, what if I just put like BB? So, for a hexadecimal value, if I just put here 1, 2, 3, oh, darn it. So let's try it with the hexadecimal values. If I just put here hashtag BBBBBB, see what color that ends up being. Oh, that's like a gray color, right? So it tells me what the hexadecimal value is, and it shows me what it is and where it is on the red, green, and blue scale. You can also use this color picker over here, so you can come to this color wheel kind of this right here, and you can like pick your actual color. So let's say I want to use this shade of red. It will tell me, oh, well, that shade of red would have this hexadecimal value. And check this out over here. You can see all of the shades of light and dark for this hexadecimal value that you can use. So you can choose different hues of it and find its hexadecimal value. Colors can be kind of complicated, but they're actually pretty simple within CSS. The idea that you're going to want to continue, though, to do is just make sure that you have all of the colors that you want picked out, and making sure that you're choosing the tag that you want to assign the color to. Here's another really cool thing. Remember how we talked about how these divs are really helpful? A lot of times I can actually color everything within that division. So if I just want to say I want everything under this division to be the color red as its font color, check it out. Every one of these becomes the color red. I can actually even add a background color to it, and maybe I want to make the background color blue. Oh, and check it out, it all becomes blue, right? These are kind of jarring colors. You definitely don't see web pages built out like this anymore. You look at web pages from the 1990s and this is kind of how they looked. But you can add color in a lot of different ways. You can do background color, you can do regular color that is the text color specifically. Let's do one more just for an example. Let's say I want all of my ordered lists. So I type OL here, make my brackets, hit return so I have space to work. Let's say I want to make them all green, right? So all I have to do is put OL, my brackets, and then I just put color green. And check it out, it turned them all to green. Let's say I want to use a hexadecimal value. I want, instead of, you see how this is kind of a dark green here? Maybe I want like a super bright green like this one right here. So check it out. It's a line color, so I could either just put line, or I could actually copy and paste this hexadecimal value in here. So let's do that. So instead of having this dark green for my favorite foods, let's take it down to the unordered list for my favorite places to travel, and I'll put color, and then I'll put this hexadecimal value in there. You notice that it changes this exact color that I picked over here, because I use this hexadecimal value. Or I bet I could just put line in here and it would work too. Let me see. Line. Oh, check it out. It just stays the same color. Yeah, I like to use hexadecimal values a lot just because they're a little bit more computer friendly, and if you're using like randomized colors, you'll learn later like how those are really helpful. So, you know, use hexadecimal colors. Use the regular colors if you choose. Use W3 schools to choose like how from like either one of these color wheels, or like converting from hexadecimal values. You can even make your own colors by sliding these little things here along their spectra, right? So good luck making your own colors within the challenges that you have.